Hi, this is Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Here we have a residential application. So you can see we have basically a seating area over here. I see there's a lounge here, and then I'm imagining that there might be some dining space out here that they might use in the future. So I'm going to kind of treat that that way. And this is a screened in room. Now I didn't build the screens in on this particular application. But you can see that we do have a hipped open beam roof up here, so we're going to try to utilize that a little bit. We have some skylights up here that we want to be aware of, and yeah, so let's go ahead and look at what we can do. First of all, let's go ahead and look at the overall dimensions. So dimension wise, from I think it's actually from back here, let me just double check that measurement. Yeah, so the measurement from this back wall, 14 feet 4. Total height I have is at this edge here I have 7.5, and then from this to the bottom edge of the beam up here I have at 11, we'll call it 11.5, and I believe I have another measurement here, and I think, let's see, let's just throw it in here real quick. So from here to here, I have at 19.7. All right, let's go ahead and turn that off. So you might have seen I have a couple of, oh, there is a fan here in the middle of the room. I should mention that. As you can see here, I have 3 different units. So these two on the outside would be the 4,000 watt C series. You could use the slimline model 4000 just as well. I just like the color, the stainless color here reflects the surroundings a little bit better, kind of matches and blends in a little bit easier than the black unit would or something of that nature. Here I have the 39-inch long unit. This is centered in the room. This here is the C2524, so 2500 watts. When I say centered in the room, I mean centered here, and then these 2 units are measured off of that centered area there. So you can see here with the clearances, I think I just have the clearances on this one right now. We are meeting all the clearances to combustibles above the heater, and of course below the heater, no issue with that. So let's go ahead and turn that off in this position. Now you can see I have these kind of dangling in midair, and what you might consider is, as opposed to like trying to move it and place it on the beam where it might not heat the space exactly where you want it, take the brackets and discard the OEM brackets, and then put a chain, a steel chain, and then mark the space that you're looking for, and then of course mount the bracket up on the ceiling, or you might put a spacer between here somehow, something of that nature. These are only well, these heaters back here are 18 pounds, and these are less than 18 pounds, so it would be like very little weight on 2 chain, so that's easily doable. And then of course I have the same here. These would just be on chain as well. Now you can see there's so many different angles here that it would be hard to place a bracket here anyway. So and then of course, yeah, we have to be concerned about the clearances. So that's kind of why. Oh, and last thing I should mention is the little lounge here. I have kind of hammock looking chair. It would have to be moved in order, unless this is a chain here, for instance, a steel chain. It would have to be moved so that the heater could be placed in the appropriate space. So I hope that would be something that they can consider. And let's look at the locations of the heaters real quick. So I have this one here, 3 feet 4 inches, centered from this this inside edge of this main beam here. This one here I have at 2 feet from the main beam there, and that would be true with this unit as well. you can see that the spacing from, let's see if I can get it in here. So from the center here to the center here is, I think that's 6 feet. And then the same is true over here. So again, you know, I place this here in the center of the room, and then I go 6 feet this way from center, 6 feet this way from center, 2 feet in from this edge, and 2 feet in from this edge, and then I get my placement of the heater itself. So, and you can see the heater's finished height would be about 8 feet off the ground. And that's why I chose these models. If it was higher than 8 feet, you might consider the 6,000 watt, or if it's lower, you know, let's say in the 7.5 foot range, 7 foot range, and you might consider a 3,000 watt unit. Just depends on what that final height might be. So I'm not really good at designing these hip roofs. My plan isn't exactly to the customer's plan, but I'm fairly close, I think, with the beams coming across here. So I think this will be efficient enough for this design. Let's turn off those dimensions. Let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. So you can see they have this couch that's an L-shaped couch that kind of fills up most of the room. And with that being said, you know, we're able to heat up this whole position here. Because there's doors over here, and I believe the doors swing in, I think the customer said, but these are sets of doors. This is an entry exit point. I don't think they're going to be utilizing that primarily for the seating position, so that's why I'm just focusing on this outer edge. But if you did need to heat up this space here, you'd have to do something, you know, by augmenting some additional units here. You might even be able to place some up against the wall and then angle it down, but you're not going to get the real ray over here, this edge anyway, so it'd have to be something hanging, maybe eliminating this and putting 2 of this 2500 watt unit, one there, one here, and then you can get the wider footprint. But you definitely wouldn't want to go 2 of these 4,000 watts, because you'd just be overkill here. So okay, I think that's pretty much it. Oh, and I do want to mention, you know, I am getting good crossover here and here. That's why I'm not going with a hotter unit over here. I could go with a 4,000 here, but I see that I'm, you know, have so much overlapping, and I'm not satisfied with that. You might not even want this unit here whatsoever. If we took that out, you can see that the footprint, you know, might be sufficient for their application. You can see that we're not hitting this edge here perfectly, but again, you know, some people like it a little cooler, and that might be fine for this customer. So let's put that back in. All right, if you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application, I'm Steve Walton from Tropic Heating and PatioHeat.com. Send us a email to support@patioheat.com or give us a call. And if you're looking for it, just send us some information regarding your heights, some images, things of that nature. Oh, and if you wouldn't mind, give us a thumbs up. We don't monetize our services here at all, because I don't think it's right to have you guys look at ads. So if you give us a thumbs up, it helps the algorithms of YouTube and helps us get more exposure. So we appreciate that. And with that said, thank you very much. Have a great day.